Okay, I'm back. Alright, now we're gonna continue with the main quest. Finally. Let's see, so we got a couple things we can do here. We can meet Morrigan, or we can go to Hosberg. I say let's go meet Morrigan first, since that will probably be brief, I would imagine. And then we'll go to Hosberg. You know, I'm running Emmerich. I think Emmerich would be interesting, though. I wonder what Emmerich would say when he meets Morrigan. Or if he would even say anything. Alright. I know, there's still more there's still a quest to do here. I just want to move on with things right now.
Minrathus has gone to the dogs. The Archon.
Just horrible.
I mean, Minrathus has always been kind of horrible, hasn't it?
Hey, Rook. Now a dragon.
Oh,
What's happening to
what are you doing now?
I wish there was something I could do.
Oh, I have to have guarding with me?
You're not a builder. You just...
Okay.
Why did Morrigan want to meet in Minrathus? Isn't she helping the Veil Jumpers in Arlathan?
Indeed. But today we have a guest, and she needed the anonymity that only a city provides.
Well, look.
Ah, look who it is.
Good to see you, Lace.
Rook, you remember how Varric and I served the Inquisition? Well, this is Inquisitor Kadash, the woman who led us all.
I still can't get over how terrible it is to make your Inquisitor in this game. Trust me, I tried to make my Kadish Inquisitor as best I could, and it was just almost nearly impossible to do, and that still pisses me off. It still pisses me off. It is so damn hard to do. But okay, whatever.
It's an honor to meet you.
Relax. I won't be trying to arrest you like the first warden.
You heard about that?
Dorian Pavis is an old friend. He filled me in.
Indeed. You have had many eyes upon you, Rook.
Morrigan and Harding have told me about what you've accomplished since taking over for Varric. You've put together an impressive team, and you've got the best chance, maybe the only chance, to stop Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain.
We can do it. Yeah.
I won't let you down.
Don't worry about me. Worry about the people you've recruited, and about the people depending on you. I only sealed the breach because I had people like Cassandra, Liliana, and Cullen with me from the start. Without Dorian's magic and Josephine's diplomacy, we never would have come together to stop Corypheus. Years later, I had to disband the Inquisition, but I never lost the friends who had gotten me through it all. Ultimately, they're the only ones you can really count on. Do right by them, and you'll find your way.
We've got the makings of a good team, I think. We'll do our best.
And while you do so, Rook, the Inquisitor will do her best to ensure that the rest of the world remains intact. A daunting prospect, given that most of the South is under siege by Darkspawn.
Oh,
It's that bad?
okay.
If not for the Inquisitor, the South would have collapsed completely. She has not been idle while you assembled your team.
Please tell me more.
I thought the gods were mostly active up here. It's really that bad in the south.
Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain have indeed restricted their activities to the north. But the forces they deployed to the south, the strange new Darkspawn, have spread fear and corruption greater than any blight in history.
Darkspawn have cut through the center of Orlais. Val Royeaux and Halam Sharal are barely holding out. Ferelden would have fallen already if not for help from Orzammar. With Denerim lost, the Fereldans are holding the line at Redcliffe. The Free Marches have the worst of it. Acting Viscount Aveline Valen led the evacuation of Kirkwall. She's taking her people and what's left of her army to help Prince Vale keep Starkhaven.
Maker, we didn't know. My ma...
Don't worry. I called in a favor with the Divine. Your mother's safe with some old friends.
Thank you.
The Inquisition might be gone, but my name still carries some weight. I've used it to get people working together where they can. Again, the South is my problem, not yours, Rook. You stop the gods, and I'll make sure the rest of Thedas doesn't fall to the Blight.
Okay, so this is very interesting. So it almost sounds like there is an actual full-on Blight going on, except it's happening mainly in the south of Thedas. Not too much up here.
If the South is in such turmoil, why come up here just to talk? And how did you get here so fast?
Did you think you were the only one to unlock the secrets of the Illuvians?
Morrigan helped the Inquisition use the Illuvians to travel.
While I lack the Dreadwolf's vir of us, I may still scurry between the walls of this world to be where I might do the most good. The Inquisitor asked to meet you, and I thought it might help you to meet her.
Do we need spies, an army, or connection? Well, considering that we're probably fighting both the Venatori and the Antam, maybe we could use some help up here?
I have a team, but not much in the way of forces. If there's any military support you can spare?
I'm sorry. Our forces in the South are stretched thin already. And I'm afraid the Grey Warden leadership doesn't think much more highly of me than they do of you.
The Inquisitor did not come all this way to leave you with empty words, however. She brought something no one else could.
A wolf statuette.
Statue?
We
Yeah.
found others like it in the crossroads. Where'd you find yours?
I found it right around the time Solas' ritual failed, when he was pulled into the Fade. We've examined the magic, and it's tied to the Veil. To him. Somehow.
Solas is ancient, and his magic is part of him in a way far beyond that of mortals. I suggest you take it to the crossroads and see if something in the lighthouse calls to it. Perhaps it will yield some insight into your new ally.
Well, Solas is kind of helping in his own way.
Right now, Solas is giving us the information we need to track down the gods.
Yes, he is a vital source of information and advice, just as he was to the Inquisition before. He is the Dreadwolf. He led a rebellion that lasted centuries. How many alliances do you think he has made and broken?
I considered Solas a friend. I'd hoped to convince him to see reason. It's too late for that now. But still, if this can give you some insight, help you understand him, whatever it turns out to be, I hope that it helps.
We should go, Inquisitor. The armies in the south need you.
Right. Harding, stay sharp. You're my eyes in the north.
Always, Inquisitor.
Rook, good luck. If I come across anything else that can help, you'll be the first to know.
Thank you.
By the way, I do want to point out that piece of music is still copyrighted on YouTube. So if I get claims for that, not gonna be pleased. Anyway. So too bad Emmerich didn't get to meet Morrigan. Oh, okay. I'm disappointed by that. Alright, let's go back to the crossroads. See what we gotta do with this thing. Okay. Well, I mean, okay, that answers the question for people who are like, well, why can't we just play the Inquisitor in this game? Well, there's your answer. The Inquisitor has their own problems to deal with. They're handling stuff in the south. Alright, what do we need to do here?
You cannot do this, Elgar'nan. You swore that we would give up our commands when this horrific war was over.
Our people need our leadership. If you're unwilling, leave.
Our people must rebuild, and we must help unite them.
So, we did not fight for freedom, but to conquer this land and our own.
We fought to win, and now the Evanuris are as gods. I do not answer to Mythal's annoying lapdog.
The people are afraid. They must believe in something.
They need strength.
And wisdom.
They need gods who can protect them.
We are not gods. You will learn that.
Every lapdog hides a wolf inside.
That was strange. They were speaking Elven, but I understood it.
I believe we have experienced a memory in each of our native languages.
Not just any memory. One of the Dreadwolves.
And the mages who declared themselves my gods. Well, mine and Davrin's.
No, sorry, I was going to rip it from it because Elgar'nan's voice is like super familiar. I'm trying to remember. I've heard him in something else before. I'm just trying to figure out what else I've heard him in. Yeah, just give me a moment here. He was in Cyberpunk, but he was kind of only a side character in that. He did a lot of stuff for Baldur's Gate 3, but I haven't played it yet. Hold on. There's a cap. I swear I've heard him in something else before. His voice sounds so familiar. He had to have been in something I played before. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything in his credits of stuff that I've played before, so... yeah, I'm really kind of dumbfounded by that. It sounds super goddamn familiar to me. Unless he's mimicking somebody else's voice. I swear I've heard that exact voice in some other game before. Anyway, what were we talking about here? Yeah, whatever.
Given what we've seen them do, I was expecting someone to do something epic.
Right? It was so mundane. Nothing grand or cosmic. No setting fire to the sun. It was just talking. Politics. I wish they were monsters. Something grand and terrible. Seeing them like that, they're no better than Tevinter nobles.
But no worse, either. They were people. And people can let you down.
All right. What else can we take from this memory?
Elgar'nan was hungry for power. Did anything he could to get it, and to hold on to it.
Then Solas, furious at Elgar'nan's installing himself as a despot, started his rebellion.
There's another moving part in this. Mythal. She was keeping the peace.
Mythal and Solas were close. The Inquisition found a temple to Mythal, and there were wolf statues everywhere.
Then she sides with Elgar'nan over him. A betrayal.
It sounded like Solas was loyal to Mythal. What did Elgar'nan call him? Mythal's lapdog? And then she grabs power alongside Elgar'nan instead of standing for her principles. I'd be angry too.
Angry enough to start a rebellion?
That's not how he'd see it. He didn't destroy the world. Elgar'nan did. Solas did what he considered necessary to stop him.
Solas would try to justify what he did, but he'd also blame himself for what happened.
Perhaps these murals aren't simply memories. They're what Solas wishes to forget.
His regrets. That means they're a way to learn his weak points.
Why are we worried about Solas? He's trapped.
Right. But the Dreadwolf was the god of trickery. He's looking for a way out. Bet on it.
Meanwhile, keep your eyes open in the crossroads. If there's a way to restore the rest of these murals, Solas would have kept it in his hideaway. It'd be nice to get inside his head for a change.
Class dismissed. Alright, we got some people to talk to. Alright. Yeah, the thing about his voice, that's gonna bug me for a while. I'm gonna have to look into that more on my own. I know I've heard his voice somewhere before. Where am I going? Emmerich. Okay.
Ah, Rook. Care to join me on a visit home?
Time for the old grave rituals?
Yes, the memorial gardens need tending. It should be peaceful and quite undisturbed. You'd be most welcome company.
Another companion quest.
I cannot say.
Who created you?
I cannot say.
What can you say?
I cannot say.
Right. Deserve that.
Got the archive spirit working, I see.
Rook, you're here. And I did. Sort of. A little bit. It appears, but it won't tell me anything.
You simply ask the wrong questions. A common affliction of the weak-minded.
Also that. It's kind of mean.
I'm wondering if... I mean, not necessarily bugs me too much, but... It's like they set up this spirit to be like a broken AI. I mean, is that all spirits are in this world? Did you just behave like AIs? This seems a little weird. Well, insult it back.
Just insult it right back. Assuming you know how to insult a spirit?
I've never thought about it. How would you do that? Emmerich might know. That is an idea. Syrian learned a lot, taught me a lot about these archives. They have, well, not thoughts like us, but sort of pathways, I guess. They can only respond to specific questions worded in specific ways. So, if you're powerful, like almost God-level powerful, how would you talk to someone you see as lesser?
Condescendingly?
Really condescendingly, based on experience so far.
Right! You wouldn't ask questions, you'd tell them what to do, so let's try that. Archive, tell me who built you.
One of the greatest of Elgar'nan, a steward of her glory. Truly, I was blessed to bathe in his warmth. Anaris built me, and to him I shall someday return.
You mean the Forgotten One?
I cannot say.
Good point. It came later.
Did that name mean something to you?
He's a Forgotten One. Got told they were the bad gods, we couldn't speak their names. Not like the good gods, you know, Elgar'nan, Ghilan'nain. But now we know the truth about the Evanuris. So we don't know for sure what the Forgotten Ones were, I mean. They used to say Solas was one, so best case scenario like him. Worst case, well, you heard it talk.
Right. So this thing's dangerous if it belonged to one of them.
Could be, but still important and invaluable. Everything Anaris knew, this thing knows, and my people deserve to know. If I can get it to tell me.
Archive, tell me about the Evanuris.
A group of cowards, hiding behind their more powerful magic and superior numbers. Their jealousy of Anaris was palpable. Their war is unending. But Anaris will prevail.
Archive, tell me about the Dreadwolf.
An ideologue and a fool who will soon pay the price. When Anaris dispatches the Evanuris, he will spare a thought for Fen'Harel.
Have fun with the condescending spirit.
I'll try. Could be worse, I guess.
Worse, like the wound of betrayal Lord Anaris suffered. Soon he will cast down the oppressors and take his rightful place.
What a shame I can't stay longer. Good luck.
Appreciate the support.
I mean, there's plenty of more stuff we can try and ask this thing. Well, command it to tell you. But I guess that'll be for another time.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Please do. I need to hear an actual voice now and then.
Can't imagine why.
I'm starting to dream that I'm a griffin. Squawk.
Well, you get high marks for effort.
He's toying with me. So what brings you by?
Just curious, really. Wondering what it's like being a Grey Warden. There've always been these legendary warriors living apart from the world.
Don't know about that. I spent time with people who were bad right up till they took their vow.
How so?
Weishaupt is the last stop for the wrong sort. If you're facing prison or worse, you can always join the Grey Wardens and take your chances with the Blight.
And just how, wrong are the wrong sort?
Thieves, brigands, pirates, and the odd murderer now and then.
Sounds fun, right up to the murdering.
At least now they're murdering Darkspawn.
Has your first warden always been, well...
A stubborn bastard?
One way of putting it?
He means well in his own way. He's old-fashioned. Tradition is everything. Keeps us disciplined. We never deviate from it.
He'll have to. Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain won't play by his rules.
If he even believes in them. The man doesn't have much imagination. Even the right sort can be the wrong sort.
I still find it incredulous that we have such an obstinate and stubborn person as in charge of arguably one of the most essential forces in all of Thedas. And he doesn't believe in the possibilities of shit out there. I assume he believes that archdemons are real. I assume he believes that the Magister Sidriel brought the Blight to Thedas. Is there other stuff he doesn't believe? Come on. I don't know why this dude is in charge of the Grey Wardens. He seems like not a very good person to have in charge.
I've heard about Weishaupt. Never been there.
It's a giant fortress and home of the Grey Wardens. It's been standing for as long as anyone remembers. At least since the first Blight.
Does it have floating buildings like the Lighthouse?
No, but things float up from the latrines.
Huh. Fun bunch you hang out with.
The wrong sort have their charm.
Yeah, okay, I'll flirt with him. Whatever.
You don't seem the wrong...
That seems like the only reasonable option.
No one's born a hero.
You're really selling it.
It gets better. When Darkspawn threaten a village, when innocent people are in danger, then we swoop in, swords held high, armor gleaming, while 100 faces look to us for salvation. And they all live to see the sunrise because of what we do.
Okay. Now I get it.
Best part is the Warden fighting alongside you. Maybe they've done some bad things in the past. But after that day, it's different. There's some honor in their life where there wasn't before. Nothing like seeing redemption happen before your eyes.
We all need that chance. Put past sins to right.
It makes the Warden stronger to have people in our ranks who've lived in the shadows. When the storm comes, you don't want farmers and florists fighting archdemons. It takes the wrong sort to put the world right.
Kinda like us, I suppose.
Minus the skeleton butler.
I don't know. Manfred the Warden has a ring to it.
How about we quit while we're ahead? See you around.
So can they make an animated skeleton a Grey Warden? I mean, I guess technically they can't, because I don't think they can actually drink from the joining chalice. I think it would just go right through them. So... Alright.
Why do you run around in fancy mage clothes?
Because I like them?
You're barely even wearing a shirt.
You fight Anton with a bare midriff.
Everything all right?
We're fine. Just trading fashion tips. So what I wear is a problem for you?
It's not. It's just... Why dress like that? Are you trying to make your mother happy?
What are we even talking about here?
Tosh, what's going on? Something is clearly bothering you.
My bet's on mothers and dresses.
It's just something my mother said the other day. That I act more like a man than a woman.
And you feel like you should wear dresses to make her happy?
No. Can you imagine me in a dress? I'd look stupider than I'd look stupid.
This isn't about the dress, is it?
No, it's... I don't know. She always says stuff like that. About how I dress, how I act.
And?
It feels... right. When she says I act more like a man. It feels... right. Why does it feel right?
Tosh, do you like being a woman?
Nobody likes being a woman.
Ah.
This is stupid. Forget I said anything.
And I was gonna say it's because you like bashing things in with your axes, or you like dragons. But okay, we're going in a different direction with this. I can already see. Reaction being trans or non-binary. See, I don't even know if that would be the correct response. I'm trying, because when I pick choices like this, I try to imagine what the character I envisioned here would say. It doesn't always align with the options the game gives me. But I think I only get this option if I picked the non-binary option. But part of me is also curious to just click it for the hell of it. Yeah, okay, you know what? I'll click it for the hell of it.
I used to tell myself things that sounded like what you were saying. I felt wrong in my own skin. I didn't know why. I figured everyone felt like that, so I pushed it away and tried not to think about it. Until one day, I finally realized what was wrong.
Yes, I'm a corpse.
I've grown up in this box the world made for me. This is what a man is, this is what a woman is. But I wasn't a man, and I wasn't a woman. I was me.
So, what? You just changed?
Well, see the way I crafted Lev is actually kind of neither. She was both, but also neither at the same time. So there really is no correct answer or wrong answer. It's just uncertainty, I guess. Yeah.
No. Took a long time to get there. I was afraid to admit I might be wrong about something as simple as whether I was a man or a woman. So I did little things. I changed my hair, my clothes. I wasn't deciding anything, just trying it out. I followed things that felt right. And eventually, what felt right was who I am now.
And you're saying I'm like you?
One of the first things you told me was, you don't get to tell me who I am. Whether you're like me or dealing with some other pain, well, only you can figure that out.
Okay. I'll try. And thanks for telling me about you.
Anytime.
I'm still gonna go with the theory that Lev is just a corpse. You know, that is their identity. They're not human, they're a corpse. They're just a very good-looking corpse. Alright, whatever. Is that everybody? Yes, okay. Reveal more. We can do more? I can do more of this? Okay. Do that. Is there any more upgrades I can do?
The fires are lit.
Like the frickin' tooltip is getting stuck on the screen because I'm clicking too fast. Alright.
I was not certain you would come.
You were the one who walked away. I never turn my back when my friend needs me.
The Evanuris seek the magic of the Blight.
Impossible. The Blight is safely sealed away forever.
Though I wish I could believe you. I have sensed the breaking of the wards.
I will investigate your claims. If they forget the danger of the Blight, I will endeavor to remind them.
What if, instead, you left the Evanuris and remained with me? Do you not wish for freedom from this struggle?
Be at peace, love. I will stop them.
As you must. The Blight is our mistake.
Ah, so like Mythal and Solas had a thing going on.
Did Mythal call Solas love in that memory?
That's what it sounded like.
So they were doing it.
The elven gods were free with their emotions. They felt things deeply. The way they express things, well, it feels romantic to us, but that wasn't really how it was. Back then, I mean.
Nah, they were doing it.
Yeah, maybe they were doing it. Whatever, maybe, moving on.
Whether they were doing it or not, Solas cared about her. That's what matters.
So the Dreadwolf goes to Mythal. They might be fighting, but they have history.
And he warns her about the other gods using the Blight. That's more important than his rebellion. It's like kingdoms coming together when an archdemon rises.
Mythal didn't think it was possible. She said the Blight was sealed away. There's an old legend about it. Davrin, the one with Andrul's armor. Not sure it matters.
Yes, that one. Tell us about that one. Because Andrul made an armor of blighted darkness from the void, which I've always assumed had something to do with the Blight. Or at least how the Blight was originally discovered.
We're deep in elven lore already. What's the legend say?
Right. Well, Andrul was the goddess of the hunt. She put on armor, magic armor, made us something called the Void, drove her mad.
I remember this one. The other gods were afraid Andrul would turn on them. She was doing all kinds of horrible things, causing plagues. It does sound like the Blight.
Well, it all ends with Mythal fighting Andrul. After, Mythal turned into a dragon.
She what? Why didn't you start with that?
Anyway, she took Andrul's armor away, then Andrul's madness left, and peace returned.
Intriguing. So it's possible Andrul stumbled onto the magic of the Blight.
And when Andrul went mad, Mythal took it from her and locked it away.
Until someone started using it again.
The Blight's one of the only things that really scares Solas. He came to Mythal afraid.
And she took it seriously, too.
So Mythal goes off to investigate what Solas says. Then, what? It's too clean.
Seems plenty messy with them doing it.
But this isn't just a memory. It's something Solas wanted to hide. What's the crime? What did we see here that he feels guilty about?
I think I might know. When the Inquisitor was saving the world from the breach, she met Mythal.
What? Like in a dream?
It was complicated. She helped the Inquisition. There was a magic pond and a dragon.
Nice.
The point is, she also said the other elven gods betrayed her, killed her.
Okay, sorry, point of order. If they killed Mythal, how was she still around to help the Inquisition?
Rook, as a fellow Watcher, you know there are ways.
I'm not saying she couldn't help from beyond the grave. I'm just asking how.
Elven god magic? She'd spent centuries gathering strength and sharing people's bodies, I think.
If it was a truly benign possession, that speaks to her character.
Solas goes to Mythal, the one semi-reasonable elven god, for help, and the other gods kill her for it. I imagine the Dreadwolf's rebellion heated up significantly after that.
Right. And Mythal wasn't there to keep the other gods in check anymore.
Well, it's not just that she died.
What do you mean, Tosh?
It's... Ugh. There was stuff he wanted to tell her, but he waited too long, and then she was dead. He never got to make it right. That twists you up.
That's it. There's our crime.
Doesn't really tell us anything we can use, though.
We know more than we did. That's something.
Then I guess we keep our eyes open if we come across more of these memories.
Is the second mystery. Let's do some more. We can get to the bottom of this.
You dare to try to cage us, jealous of our growing power!
You will pay the final price for this betrayal.
We warned you not to use the Blight. For this, and for Mythal, I sentence you to sleep in exile ever after. Your own lives will form the veil that keeps the horror you unleashed at bay.
So he locked the gods away and created a veil between this world and the Fade. I mean, they were terrible, no question. But what he did, it didn't just stop them. It destroyed our culture, our world.
It wasn't just to stop them. It was to stop the Blight. We've seen how bad Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain are. Imagine all 7 corrupted gods running wild.
So he created the veil just to keep the elven gods locked in their prison?
Yes, to keep them from accessing the Fade. But was the creation of the veil around the world an accident?
You heard him yelling. That's not the sound of a ritual going right.
What do you think, Rook?
Honestly, it's a little terrifying. I've studied the Fade for years with the Watchers. The idea that the Veil, a fundamental part of our world, was an accident as Solas sprang his trap?
Astonishing. How little we truly know.
And a good reminder not to start spells you don't know how to finish.
I had another question, and I'm sorry, maybe this doesn't matter, but Solas trapped the blighted gods in an ancient elven building, right?
That's what it looks like. Maybe a palace? Fancier than what I've seen in Arlathan, at least.
The Black City, maybe?
The Magisters were lured into the Fade. They broke in, which let the Blight escape, and turned the Golden City black.
Right, and the Black City hangs in the Fade, a little reminder of their mistakes. What's wrong, Lace?
It's just... the Chant of Light says that the Maker built for them the Golden City, the center of all creation. But if the Golden City was an ancient elven palace, then the Maker didn't build it. The elves did. The Chant of Light is Andraste's visions from the Maker, but it sounds like it's... wrong.
You're asking if we just disproved the entire Andrastian faith.
Did we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the neutral option here. It's gonna...
Lace, I don't think you'll ever fully know whether the Chant of Light is literally true or not. What matters is that, in its better moments, the Chantry encourages people to be kind and help each other.
What do we tell the Chantry about this? Do we tell them about this?
People are already questioning because of Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain. It hasn't stopped them believing.
I guess people need that comfort. Even if some parts of it aren't totally true.
The Dalish clans are struggling with the same thing. What do we keep? What do we lose?
The elven gods, the Maker. No matter who you light a candle to, you've got some hard questions to ask yourself right now.
Doctrine is not the truth. It is one of many paths to the truth.
I recognize the sentiment, though not the specific quote. Who said that?
My mother.
Ah.
Questions of faith aside, we have some very real gods that still need killing.
Looks like there are 3 more of these murals with the Dreadwolf's old memories. Wonder what else he's hiding.
We shall continue digging, because this is actually very fascinating lore. We're actually getting some serious lore dumps now. I'm gonna keep going.
You have so long observed the world. Why not consider joining it?
But I have no desire to live as humans. I have the Fade. Besides, this talk of taking on a solid form. I think you underestimate the danger. When you took the glowing stone to build your body, did the earth not shake?
Delirium gives us the strength we had when we were of the Fade. We are the best of physical and spirit. I need your wisdom, Solas. To withstand the louder voices who would go too far like Elgar'nan. I need you.
This is madness. You must know that. I will always follow where you go.
What?
This is astounding. The ancient elves were spirits who voluntarily manifested a physical form.
I'd rather go back to talking about the Blight.
Hey, Lucanus. Could Spite turn into an elf?
No.
Sorry,
No.
but... What?
This is interesting. Tell me more.
This puts all of elven history in a new light. Not to mention what we think about spirits.
I mean, some magic works differently for elves. If we came from spirits, that'd explain it.
The knowledge that an entire people were formed from a mass manifestation could change our entire understanding of magic.
If we let it out, is that the right call? Do you want bigoted humans yelling about how elves are demons?
Davrin's got a point. World's not short on small-minded humans.
Yeah, we can keep it to ourselves for now.
If the world learned about this and it led to attacks against elves?
Elves have enough trouble as it is down in Ferelden.
We have to tell someone, though. Strife and Ireland, at least.
If I told Thea and Viago, they'd think I was sampling Viago's poison collection. No one will believe us.
Okay. We keep this to people we trust who have good reason to know. No shouting it from the rooftops.
Agreed. The Morn Watch has a great deal of experience keeping dangerous secrets.
So, beyond the world-shaking stuff, what else did we learn here? Solas himself was a spirit.
What kind do you think he was?
Well, his name is Elven for pride.
Oh, okay.
There's something else. Not about spirits, or not all about them at least. Solas didn't want to become a person with a physical body.
Right. He only agreed after Mythal begged him.
Then that's his regret. He wishes he'd never taken physical form.
Maybe, but not just that. Solas was scared. They built their bodies out of lyrium, and it made the ground shake.
You think the ground shaking was the Titans?
It makes sense, doesn't it? Something was hurting them, taking their blood.
So they struck back, like we'd swat a stinging bug.
The first memory we saw with Elgar'nan seizing power, it happened at the end of a war.
A war between the Titans and the elves.
And we just saw how it started.
It feels like we still don't have the full picture. But I think that's part of what Solas regrets. He didn't see the danger.
Except he did. He was worried, you said it yourself.
He did it for Mythal. Everything that followed, he could have prevented, if he just told her no.
Then he's got a war on his conscience. Plus, whatever we find next.
I want you all to study up on this, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning, because we're gonna do a quiz on everything we just discussed, and I expect all of you to pass. All right.
Have you created what we need?
With this, the proper ritual will sunder every Titan from its spirit. But you must know those severed dreams will certainly be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger. It is awful what we're doing.
And the only way to end this war.
Solas made the weapon that killed the Titans. No, not killed. He cut away their dreams and left them broken and mindless. He passed me in the halls of Skyhold for a year. He made polite conversation, and he knew. He knew what he did.
So it sounds like, okay, so they made the lyrium dagger as a weapon to sever the dreams or the minds of the Titans. And that in turn made the Blight come out of the Titans? Or something like that? I guess from what I'm understanding.
No mystery why he wants to forget this.
As a mage, and apparently a scholar, Solas doubtless regrets destroying the minds of the Titans.
No, it's worse than that. That isn't what Solas regrets. Those severed dreams will be driven mad. A disembodied blight of pain and anger.
Mierda.
You can't. That's not possible.
When a warden hears the calling, it's like a song in their mind. Sound familiar to you, Lace?
The song of lyrium. Of the Titans.
We think of the Blight as this monstrous force with no mercy, no compassion. evil incarnate. Instead, it's a caged animal, mistreated and imprisoned for centuries, until all it knows is fear.
If the Blight is the Titan's dreams, can we, I don't know, heal it? Bring it back from all that anger?
I'm afraid I have no idea. In theory, it would be possible to restore dreams to the Titans.
You can't set it free before it's healed. You'd have blighted Titans laying waste to the entire world.
The Titans are a problem for later. We have Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain to deal with now.
And then I want Solas to look me in the eye and answer for what he did.
Each of these memories has been a deeper regret, and almost all of them involve Mythal.
Only one mural left to uncover by my count. If we find it, we'll see what's worse than this.
I knew that you would find me soon enough. You need the power of a god, the strength that I alone still carry.
The blighted Evanuris will soon break free from their prison. I must make a stronger one that can contain them.
While the prison is important, it is not the only goal you seek.
Why should I not tear down the veil and bring back immortality to all the elven people? They deserve it.
The elven people of today do not deserve to see the world they love be torn apart to salve your conscience.
I must fix what I have broken. I am sorry.
As am I, old friend.
Okay, so that was from the end of Inquisition, but that was a little more detailed than what was actually shown.
Solas killed Mythal? After all that? Is this another memory from a different time?
No. He wore that same outfit in the Inquisition. We knew Solas woke up in this world without most of his power. Now we know how he got it back.
By killing the only other god around and stealing her power.
All that epic magic and godly power. In the end, it comes down to love and murder. Same as always.
All these memories are about Solas being sad that he was right and nobody else could see it. He was right about how becoming elves would lead to war with the Titans, but Mythal wouldn't listen.
He was right that using the dagger on the Titans was evil, but Mythal wouldn't listen.
He was so proud when he imprisoned the other gods. Finally, he got to prove that he was right, and they were wrong.
Then he wakes up in our time and finds out he was wrong. The elves have nothing. The Blight's a constant threat.
And Mythal's alive, somehow. But she still won't listen.
But this time he'll show her, no matter what it takes.
So, how does everything we know help us now?
He's being honest about fighting the Blight. Whatever happens, he won't risk letting it back out into the world.
Agreed. But he has a plan to escape that prison, and not one we'll like.
He turned on Mythal, the one person he was actually loyal to. There's no way he won't turn on us.
He's a spirit, or was once. He might be able to possess someone, affect minds, all the things spirits do.
He created the veil. His very nature is tied to it. That will be a source of strength, but also a potential weakness.
Mythal has him all messed up. Anything about her or Elgar'nan is gonna make him angry. Sloppy.
Solas thinks he knows what's best for everyone. Anything he does, he'll do while telling himself he's the hero.
Solas has caused a lot of damage, but he's not like Elgar'nan, trying to wreck the world to rule it. He's trying to repair the damage he caused, and he knows he made mistakes. There might be hope for him.
You don't think he'll turn on us?
No, he's totally gonna turn on us. I mean, after that.
You have witnessed the Protector's tale, Dweller, almost to its end.
Almost? How can there be more?
When the mighty fall, their echoes cross the ages. An audience is warranted. Speak with your visitor. She awaits you in the crossroads.
We got somebody else to talk to. Oh, Morgan. Alright. Everybody approves. Alright, hold on. I'll be back in just a moment here. Take a quick break. Alright, did we ruminate on everything long enough here? No, it's like I said, oh, we'll go talk to Morgan. It won't take long. Been at this for like 40 minutes. I don't know if I'm gonna get to Hosberg tonight or not.
Well met, Rook.
How did you get here?
I did tell you I had my ways through Illuvians when I introduced you to the Inquisitor, did I not?
The Illuvians in general, yes, but not the Dreadwolf's crossroads.
I would think you have more pressing questions at the moment. Questions about Solas and Mythal?
Mythal?
The two gods have always been linked, have they not? First, when Mythal bade her companion spirit to abandon the Fade and take on mortal form. Then, when Solas spilled Mythal's mortal blood, that he might absorb her power as his own.
Wait. How do you know exactly what we saw of Solas's past?
Did you drink from the well?
You saw for yourself in the Dreadwolf's memories. When Mythal stood against the gods' manipulations of the Blight, she was betrayed and struck down. Yet she survived and returned ages later to aid the Inquisition in its hour of need. How?
Well, see, this would be a prime opportunity for Morrigan to tell us how she drank from the well, or she gained Mythal's knowledge from other means. But, you know, we wouldn't want to invalidate anybody's choices, would we?
The elven gods had access to magic beyond anything we can imagine.
To be sure, but it matters less what they possessed than what they were. You recall that the first elves were spirits, do you not? Mythal was a spirit turned elven. And when her body was struck down, to spirit she returned. Her essence sheltered in a willing mortal vessel. Over the centuries, she journeyed from host to host, slowly amassing her former power anew. Until once again, she was struck down, on this occasion, by Solas. He absorbed her power, but not her memories.
Then where did they... Wait. You?
As you say.
I knew you were suspicious. You were sus.
Mythal? That's why the ambient magic around you is so fractured.
Such a flattering picture you paint of this ancient bond.
What? That was like how Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain can talk in your head, but...
'Twas Mythal you heard, her echoes. Yet I am not the goddess returned.
What are you, then?
I once feared Mythal would consume me were I to carry her, but 'twas not so. I remained free-willed and mortal. What I now possess is but a spark of Mythal, shadowed memories through which to sift for meaning. As to our admixture, I suspect you have questions.
Okay, so maybe the thing that Lemeth put through the Illuvium before Solas got her, maybe that was her memories then, and Morrigan got it somehow. So maybe that's the explanation here. But please, tell me if I'm correct or not.
So, there's the soul of an elven god inside you. How does that even happen?
Mythal's last host was my mother, Flemeth.
Oh.
When I learned she intended me to become the next receptacle of an ancient god's soul, I feared naught would be left of my own. It inevitably came to pass on a deep night. I was awakened by the presence of a blaze of magic in the shape of a woman who both was and was not my mother.
Wow. You woke up to a god floating over you.
'Twas a state between dream and wakefulness where strange things may happen to the spirit. Mythal's memories were both gift and burden, this blazing woman told me, but I must accept them of my own accord. The decision was paralyzing. What would it mean to become such a host? What would be lost if I refused? In the end, 'twas something in my mother's voice which guided me.
What was that?
Regret. Not the regret of a god, but of a mother who knew she would never see me again. And so, my mind remains my own. What I gained was knowledge, both Mythal's and of those who bore her.
How can you carry Mythal's soul if you're not an elf?
Her spark has sheltered within both elves and humans who were sympathetic to her in thought and circumstance. Mythal's last host was a woman wronged, trapped by those sworn to love her. We may readily imagine their kinship.
I'm curious if they may bring up the possibility that Andraste may have been a Mythal-possessed person at one point. Because that is still a theory that has been floating around for quite a long time.
You would have met Solas in the Inquisition, right?
I did indeed. 'Twas before I possessed Mythal's memories. At the time, I thought Solas a scowling elven apostate whose sole passion was finding arguments. He heard me, in all my ignorance, expound on the histories of the elven people, explaining legends he had witnessed himself.
Bet he loved that.
'Tis not a memory that brings me pride.
Do you have information we can use against Ghilan'nain or Elgar'nan? Or Solas?
The last time Mythal faced Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain, she was struck down by the very dagger you now carry.
What about Solas?
You may recall he murdered Mythal's former host to claim her godly might as his own. I hoard no untapped magical secrets, Rook. What I do possess, I share freely with you and the Veil Jumpers.
All right. You didn't come out here just to tell me you're Mythal.
I am not Mythal in her entirety, but yes. The Dreadwolf has occasion to visit you in dreams, where he portions out advice. And now, after finding his memories, you have peered into his deepest sorrows. Tell me then, what do you make of Solas?
I should ask you. Mythal knew Solas better than anyone.
I would influence your answer. Or do you mean to discover if I would stand directly against the Dreadwolf, were there a need?
Would you?
I shall aid you in any way, but that, even had I the power. What has passed between Solas and Mythal? I beg you, do not ask this of me again.
Solas talks a lot about what has to be done. being forced to make hard choices. But it's like he's trying to talk himself into it. I think, deep down, he doesn't entirely believe what he's saying.
'Tis exactly like the old wolf to tie himself into the most intricate knots. 'Tis not malice which made Solas your opponent, but conviction, a belief that only he may halt what he set in motion. Yet Solas was once beloved of Mythal. 'Tis his very loyalty and love for his people that led to the tragedy we now face. You may be in a position to determine how it ends, more so than either of you might realize.
Maybe there's a way we all get what we want.
Do you truly believe such a thing?
Well, maybe at least what we deserve.
If you would shape the outcome of your battle, I've one last secret to share. When Mythal was struck down by the other gods, it was with her own lyrium dagger, the dagger you now carry. Solas recovered it from Elgar'nan, and from it extracted a fragment of Mythal that had lain hidden within its depths. This fragment, a younger sister to the one I carry, if you will, resides here, in the crossroads. I can open the way for you, find her, survive the encounter, and the essence you obtain will aid you in times to come.
Another fragment of Mythal? In addition to the one inside you?
You are aware of what the word fragment means, are you not? One small piece of many, formed when something greater is broken. The first elves were spirits, as you well know, and when a spirit is broken, it may shatter into pieces, each holding part of the original. Among the ancient elves who became known as gods, Durthaman and his brother, Falondine, are but one example.
All of that sounded great until survived the encounter.
You know Solas, and have seen Elgar'nan, and memories of Mythal. They are creatures of emotion, as all spirits are. The fragment of Mythal that resides in me lived among mortals for thousands of years. She has grown wiser and more patient. This younger sister has not. She is the essence of Mythal as a god. She is unlikely to listen to polite requests, and though she is but a fragment of the goddess, the battle will test you sorely.
If she's just going to attack us, why tell us about her at all? We have enough enemies already.
A fragment of a god's essence is a powerful thing. It may give you options against Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain, or against the Dreadwolf himself, should he prove as cunning and treacherous as ever.
You would know this aspect of Mythal better than anyone. Could you try talking to her?
I dare say she would attack me on sight.
Spirits can't get along with fragments of each other.
Spirits, certainly. But the aspects of a self-righteous god who have walked different paths for ages? One bears the insult of her betrayal by the Evanuris, and then by Solas, as fresh wounds, insult upon injury. The other once fell in love with an Alamari chieftain and lived happily in a swamp for centuries. Each reminds the other that another path existed, that they could have been wrong, and nothing angers Mythal like being wrong.
Did you just kind of hint at the possibility that Mythal was Andraste there? An Alamari chieftain? Yep.
If I were to try to talk with her, do you have any suggestions?
She will demand respect, but detest flattery. She appreciates righteous anger, but will not tolerate pity. She is, for want of better phrasing, prickly. But if you are determined to try, then I wish you luck.
What kind of spirit was Mythal before she became an elf? I know Solas is elven for pride.
Mythal enjoyed ruling and having power, but it came not from the overweening desire to crush resistance, as is the case with Elgar'nan. The emotion that inspired her might best be described as benevolence, a guiding hand, inclined to kindness. But like any spirit, when angered or twisted against her purpose, a more violent aspect arose. Where the Dreadwolf's wisdom gave way to pride when the world did not meet his standards, Mythal's benevolence gave way to retribution. After all, when kindness fails, the guilty must be punished.
Thank you for the information, Morrigan.
I only ask that you reflect upon what I have said. The Dreadwolf is not so apart from the world as he thinks. There, you have the advantage of him.
Okay. So I guess we'll go fight Mythal then. Some kind of, okay, let me make sure I got people with me that can combo appropriately here before I dive into this here. Honest. Is there anybody that can apply overwhelmed? He applies overwhelmed at nice week. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'll just do my dual welding killing duo here. Alright, let's go kill a god or a fragment of one.
A god's fragment, sharper than the whole. Prevail, or be sundered completely.
We're getting close to where Morrigan said that other fragment of Mythal was. Has to be her.
Will this be a conversation with words or knives?
Guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. I am a little disappointed that they couldn't bring back Kate Mulgrew for this. It would have been really cool to hear her again. I'm just saying. But, you know, I figured we would get to meet a younger Mythal, so it probably wouldn't sound the same, but whatever. But anyway.
You are Rook. I have seen you and your companions.
We made ourselves bodies to be like humans, but I never expected to see humans scurrying about in the Dreadwolf's crossroads. And you know who I am?
Mythal.
The part of me that survived betrayal by the rest of the Evanuris, if this can be called surviving. Solas. He drew me from the dagger that struck me down, but what is left of me can only survive here. I cannot return to the world, and even the true Fade is denied me. All I can do is watch. Why are you here? To beg me to give up what remains of myself to help you defeat the monsters Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain have become? Or do you simply think yourself ready to fight a god?
I came here to ask for your help. The gods have endangered the world, and...
You dare explain to me what they are doing? You are 1,000 years from knowing the proper words.
We saw Solas's memories, his regrets.
You saw the recollection he cultivated like a tree, twisting to catch the sun. You wish for my help? Convince me. Make your case, and I will yield my essence willingly to help you against Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain. Fail, and I shall kill you for wasting my time, or you will kill me and obtain my essence in doing so. A harder-edged, simpler version. It has been centuries since a petitioner stood before me, so why should I help you?
If I don't stop the gods, the whole world will be corrupted by the Blight.
That is why you must succeed, so tell me why I must help you.
We know the truth about the Blight. We know it came from the imprisoned dreams of the Titans after you and Solas defeated them.
And?
I mean, technically, yeah, it is your fault. I'm gonna call you out on that.
And the Blight only happened because of what you did. You need to fix your mistake.
My mistake? I saved lives and ended a war, you petulant child. Your words are weak. Prove your worth.
Alright, fine. I guess we gotta fight then. Well, I'm guessing there probably has to be an option to talk her down. I'm just really curious now. I want to know if it is actually possible to talk her down. I mean, I don't mind fighting her. I just want to know if the possibility actually exists here. I think it does. But okay, I won't try to call her out. I'll call her out on her bullshit. Or is it the game's just not going to give me the option? It's just going to... Okay. Okay, so we're doing that. Alright, fine. Go back to this save then. Game. Yeah, okay. I mean, I got my dragon hunter. Got my dragon hunter with me to do this.
A god's fragment, sharper than the whole. Prevail, or be sundered completely.
We're getting close to where Morrigan said that other fragment of Mythal was.
Oh, make sure this thing actually activates. Okay.
has to be her.
Will this be a conversation with words or knives?
Guess we'll find out.
You are Rook. We made ourselves bodies to be like...
Yeah.
I came here to ask...
Let me pick this up and see what she says.
Solas is helping me.
Solas is using you. Besides, why should I esteem the Dreadwolf's approbation? He rebelled against me.
But the two of you stayed close.
Until he killed the tattered fragment of me who hid inside the human swamp witch and wept. He keeps me here, yet has not visited since waking from his slumber. Tell me this. What should I have done when Solas turned against me after all we had been to one another?
Solas made his choice, you made yours. It might have been cleaner for you to move on from him completely, instead of keeping your feelings for him.
Just like that? Do you feel so little that you could follow such a path with someone you had known for centuries?
You asked me what you should have done, not what I would have done.
Not bad, but not enough. Let us speak of something else.
If I don't stop the gods, the whole world will be corrupted by the Blight.
That is why you must succeed, so tell me why I must help you.
We know the truth about the Blight. We know it came from the imprisoned dreams of the Titans after you and Solas defeated them.
And?
If I don't stop the Blight, a lot of people are going to die.
People have been dying without the help of the Blight for thousands of years.
You know what I mean. The Elven people worshipped you as their protector.
If you wish to prove your worth, you must do better than that.
You can't want Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain to rule the world. Not after what they did to you.
I ruled alongside them for centuries. I bear them no love now, and they were ever flawed, as all rulers are. Yet the world needs rulers. So set the Blight aside and tell me why I should help you topple them.
We don't need gods of any kind protecting us.
Is that so? You are a petulant child who complains that your room does not have enough pretty toys. You've no idea how many monsters lurk outside the walls of the house your parents created to keep you safe. Your words are weak. Prove your worth or die.
Okay.
Everyone get ready.
Here we go.
Here we go. Okay. No, I'm gonna try again. I really want to know if there's a way to talk her down. One more time. I'm gonna try one more time here. I felt like she gave me a second chance there to prove her wrong.
We're getting close to where Morrigan said that other fragment of Mythal was. That has to be her.
We talking or fighting?
Guess we'll find out.
There's a chest over here. Oh, it's okay. It's up there.
You are Rook. We may...
I came here to...
He...
Maybe you should have listened when he warned you about staying on as rulers after the war.
Are you saying I was wrong?
You asked me what you should have done. I can't prove my worth by lying to you. Solas didn't want to manifest a physical body or destroy the Titans. He did things he hated because he cared about you. Supporting you and Elgar'nan becoming rulers was the one line he wouldn't cross. If someone who followed you everywhere refused to follow you there, what does that say?
Not bad, but not enough. Let us speak of something else.
If I don't stop the gods, the whole world...
And?
Stopping the Blight mattered enough for you to talk with Solas, even after he rebelled against you. It mattered enough for you to stand against the other gods.
And I was struck down for doing so, betrayed by those I had ruled beside for centuries.
You made the difficult choice to protect your home, because it was the right thing to do. Help me do the same.
If you wish to prove your worth, you must do better than that.
You can't want Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain to rule the world.
Yet the world needs rulers.
What they did to you was wrong.
And you care so deeply for the injustice done to me thousands of years ago.
You deserve justice. And they deserve to be punished for misusing their power and killing you when you tried to check them.
Your arguments are compelling. I find you worthy, Rook. I have spent thousands of years watching. I shall miss that. But if what I am can protect the innocent and smite the guilty, this is what remains of me. I give it to you freely. Use it to protect this world with kindness when possible and cunning when necessary.
I will. Thank you.
I offer one further boon. I cannot enter the physical world or the pure Fade, but in this place, I still carry some power. Evil has intruded here. The Blight, seeded by Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain. Find it, and when you meet your greatest challenge, I will fly one last time.
Okay.
The essence of a god. Like a piece of the sun. I've never felt something so alive.
So the Dragon Lady came through. Now what?
God knows her moment. At least her essence does. When the time comes, we'll be ready. We did it.
Okay. Oh, amazing.
Mythal's essence.
Morrigan made it sound like she was gonna fight you. But she gave you her magic stuff just from you talking at her a bunch.
Not sure what we do with it just yet, but if Morrigan's telling the truth, it'll come in handy at some point.
Okay. Okay. You were able to talk her down. Interesting. It does no damage, but it does elemental. Huh. Interesting. So, bonk. I mean, yeah, if I failed the third time, I would definitely just went ahead and fought her and be like, okay, get it over with. But I just wanted to confirm whether it actually was possible to do so, and yes, it is. So. And you know what? I'm okay with that outcome.
abundance.
Oh, I can't upgrade the knife. Hmm. Because it looks like it would need upgrades in order to get the elemental damage going. Otherwise, it doesn't seem like this does anything. I'll play around with it on my own. Maybe I'll figure out how it's intended to be used. I forgot what knife I had on before. Oh, it was probably this one. Oops. Okay, I'm getting it's been 2 hours here. Debating if I want to stop or try to go on. I got people to talk to though. Gosh, Harding. Oh, okay. Let's go see that.
Okay, that's enough. Quiet now. Fine. Who wants a treat?
I didn't know Manfred could eat.
Not sure if he knows either, but it worked.
Let's see what he does with it.
Yeah, if I had a treat. That was just a little white lie to quell the riot.
Are you sure it's little to them? Oh, now you've done it. Manfred won't be denied.
Come on, guys, give me a break. Rook?
Give him some jello. Yeah, you got this.
I'm sure a big strapping warden like you can handle a cat and a misfit skeleton.
What if Manfred bites?
It's probably just baby molars. This all sounds like too much fun for me.
Wait, you can't just leave me with the...
Yep.
Good luck with that.
Alright.
Nev, I took a lot of notes while you were away. About what we did, and who we met, and what I thought you might notice. I know you like keeping notes. I thought if you came back, maybe it would help. I'm sorry, that's... No.
It's great, Belle. Really. Thanks.
Lucanus, where is he?
Oh. And we're playing hide and seek?
Hey, Harding.
Oh, Rook, hi. Is there something you need?
You're upset?
But I'm not...
You've been sitting in here by yourself. It's Solas's memory, isn't it?
They stole Titan blood to walk the world like humans. And when the Titans didn't like that, they just took their spirits. Should I be angry or sad? Why aren't I angrier? It's a lot to handle.
I won't try to tell a small, probably angry Titan how she feels. She can feel however she wants.
Thanks. You're the best. It's strange. I don't hate Solas for this, even though a part of me thinks I should. I don't even want revenge. Revenge won't bring the Titans back. It can't erase what happened. And the Inquisitor thinks Solas can be saved. And I want to try. But I just want to talk. As equals. I wonder if he's even capable. Solas was always distant. Guess it's hard to react when a magic rock's talking at you. Anyway, thanks for checking on me. I'll be all right.
I know. You're Lace Harding, child of Titans. You can handle anything.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, cost is over here. Okay.
Hey, glad you stopped by. I was gonna grab drinks with the Lords of Fortune at the Hilt. Come along if you want. Get to know the Lords.
Sounds good.
Back, demon! No further! Isn't standing up to them supposed to work?
Let Lucanus go! Don't make us hurt both of you!
What's going on? Lucanus?
It's not Lucanus, it's the demon. It's taking him over. He's trying to leave.
Smells like jam and brimstone.
Rook, do something!
Spite, stop. You're not taking Lucanus through the Alluvion.
I could, if you'd move.
So you can take him where? Off a cliff, or worse?
How did... Rook? Dash?
You tried to walk through the Alluvion in your sleep.
Spite wanted out.
I need coffee.
You can't just caffeinate your way out of this.
It's hard for Spite to take control when I'm awake, so I try to stay awake.
You can't just stay awake forever. I think that would kill you.
I'll be more careful next time.
I mean, yeah, you have to sleep at some point. You can't just keep drinking coffee. Eventually, you're just gonna crash, and then that's gonna be it. You're gonna go to sleep, and then Spite will take over, regardless.
We do have magical experts here, you know. Once we put our heads together, we'll figure this out.
I already talked to Nev and Bellara. Don't worry about it. This won't happen again. And thanks.
It'll happen again. Alrighty. I think I'm just gonna stop here. Anyway, a lot of lore drop tonight. Major lore drop. Probably gonna need a night to ruminate on all of that. So, that's a lot of good info, you know. And some of this stuff is some of the answers to things that, you know, fans have been wanting to kind of get the details on for, like, probably even since Origins, to be honest. Ever since, you know, the Elven lore and Pantheon was kind of created for this series. So we finally got, like, a good insight into what exactly was going on with that. So the elves were, or at least the ancient elves. I don't know if the current elves count as spirits anymore, but certainly the ancient elves were spirits who chose, I guess they used the power of the Titans to have physical form. And as a result of messing with the Titans created or reacted with the Blight. And they tried to seal the Blight up, but then, you know, Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain wanted power, or more power, so they decided to start weaponizing the Blight. And because Mythal wasn't kind of cool with that, they killed her, and that set Solas off to create the Veil and trap them and cut them off completely. In summary, so very interesting stuff. I imagine there is probably more interesting stuff yet to come. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll continue this next day. Next time I'll finally get to the Augsburg. I know we probably got a few other side things that kind of came up here, but these are just companion things. They shouldn't take too long to do next time. So I will definitely get to Augsburg next time. So anyway, have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.